Alrighty, everybody. It's the Semiotician coming to you on Monday, 3 or 4 days before I leave. I leave on Thursday for the E-dubs. Um, and we're getting closer now to what I expect to play. I think what I'm going to play at Eternal Weekend, though the numbers are not 100% yet, is a deck that plays both Tamiyo and Personal Tutor in the main deck, and then has a hard pivot to a creature plan in the sideboard with Barrogoyfs. I've really been liking the combination of Barrogoyf with Brazen Borrower. Barrogoyf connecting with your opponent and then milling over an interactive spell like Brazen Borrower to help you keep turning out in the creature matchup seems pretty sweet to me. The strategy that I've been deploying previously to fight against the blue-black tempo decks was to like board up on Flusterstorms and discard spells post-board. This time, since we've got the Tamiyos in the main deck, and I've got 3 Flusterstorms in the main deck already, and 2 Thoughtseizes, we're like pretty well equipped to start fighting against blue-black in game 1. And then we're just gonna like cut all of our bad like pile cards. In the sideboard, it matches to start and then bring in Barrogoyfs, Dismembers, and Brazen Borrowers against blue-black tempo and cutter. And then against Reanimator, we also have Nihil Spellbombs to bring in as well to respect them. And basically, the way that I've been noticing the games play out is that both players expend all of their resources in about the first few turns. And then both players are left hellbent or on very minimal resources going into the mid to late game. And with all of our janky pile cards in our deck, our opponent's top decks are better than ours. So by cutting like all of the cyclers, some of the Doomsdays, and turning into like a kind of bomb heavy deck with Barrogoyfs, Dismembers, and Brazen Borrowers, in addition to the Tamiyos that are already in the main deck, I think that we can pivot into a deck that still plays Doomsday, albeit a more conservative approach to Doomsday, while presenting our opponent with threat after the game kind of whittles into the shit can. And by the shit can, I mean both players having barely any cards in their hands. And then, the risk of playing all of these Flusterstorms to beat blue in the main deck is that you become a dog to Ancient Tomb. So in the Ancient Tomb matchups, we're going to have our Personal Tutors still 2 of to get to our Doomsdays quickly. We'll be boarding out our Flusterstorms, potentially our Tamiyos, maybe in some spots our Thoughtseizes, depending. And then we'll be bringing in like Brazen Borrowers, Force of Negations, Consigned to Memories, Vision Charms, Jace. So like these kinds of cards. And we'll see how things shake up. What else is spicy here? My removal suite where I'm at today to try out is, interaction suite. We've got 4 Force of Wills, 3 Dazes, 2 Thoughtseizes, and 3 Flusterstorms. So that's a whopping 12 interactive pieces in the main deck, which I like. I think when we're playing Tamiyos in our Doomsday deck, as well as this Reanimate, which I'm trying today, this could be considered, but I want to try Reanimate with giving us the option to hit our opponent's creatures. We actually get to trim down on the number of cyclers we have in the deck. So this is how the theory stands. Things I'm a little still like skeptical about is like I wouldn't mind having some number of discard spells in the sideboard, but then again, it's like, what am I bringing them in against, right? In long grindy games, like Thoughtseize is good against blue-black when you can punch a hole to resolve Barrogoyf, but it's a pretty bad top deck late in the game. So if we're consigning ourselves to this approach where we're expecting both players to burn themselves out to minimal resources, get into top deck mode, then I think it becomes better having like less discard spells in our deck because they're like a pretty poor draw late in the game. I think that's historically been the case. Like I used to play check pile, and Thoughtseize wasn't a good top deck when your opponent and you are both hellbent. All right, I'm also trying without the swamp, though I kind of want to keep the swamp. I'm going to try without the swamp, though. We've got 9 fetches and an Undercity Sewers. These cards will hopefully allow us to get up to Barrogoyfs pretty reliably. against the tempo matchups, and yeah. So yeah, this is the deck that I've been working on. It's not finalized yet. The sideboard numbers are not finalized yet. There might be some changes to the main deck. Let's sort by color really quick here. Yeah, look at this. 26 blue cards. Chef's kiss. You always want a blue card to pitch. So yeah, I'm starting to get like happy looking at this. The question's just gonna be like, can we fuck with the ancient tomb decks, right? We'll find out hopefully today. Ooh, an opponent already. Let's wish them good luck. Have fun. I'm feeling a little burnt out mentally from preparing and doing a bunch of philosophy while trying to prepare for this tournament has honestly been too much. The tournament was at a very poor time for me in my in my professional life. So I'm trying to keep it easy. We'll see if we make it through the 5 matches or not, but I did want to get some games in with the current iteration. Ideally, we just play against Reanimator a bunch, but you never know. Part of me also still wants to play 4 Tamiyo, but it's possible that 3 is the correct number. We just need to have, I think, 2 personal tutors. So we're on the draw here. We're a cantrip away from a turn 2 Doomsday. But this hand's like not that exciting otherwise. I don't know that I want to keep this. It's hard to know in the dark, right? Like if this ponder whiffs or if we get Thoughtseize and they take our ponder, we're literally not playing Magic. So I think I'm in a mulligan. Yeah, this hand looks a little bit better. We'll keep it. I think we put Thassa's Oracle onto the bottom pretty clearly here, and yeah, let's see. Let's see. All right, looks like we're against Eldrazi right off the bat here. So I think Tamiyo's generally not the best against Eldrazi. So I believe I'm going to lead on a Thoughtseize here to try to take their like a potent turn 2 play from them. Let's see what they're cooking with over here. So they've got the Wasteland's going to kill us. Oof, that's so unfortunate on this Wasteland. And they've got Cavern of Souls to blank our days. I guess I'll take Glaring Fleshraker here. It's just the most powerful card that they have at their disposal. But yeah, we're going to get Wastelanded on this C. And then I don't know if we're playing Magic after that, which is rather unfortunate. Draw for turn. Land, please. No land is very bad. And then they've got the Cavern of Souls as well. I think I'm going to pedal into Brainstorm. Oof, this is atrocious. This is atrocious. A single Wasteland just crippled our hand. The Brainstorm did not get what we were looking for. Just gotta hope that our opponent doesn't draw anything too oppressive. The fact that they've got this Cavern of Souls is just, it's too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think they can play the Sire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can't play the Sire yet, so we'll let this go. That Wasteland was so crippling. I think in Kozilek's Command, I'll force pitch Daze on it. Draw for turn. Another Doomsday. We need a land underneath. If there's not a land underneath this, we're going to get cooked pretty good. That Wasteland single-handedly won our opponent this game. Grim into Sire. Okay, they've got a 6/6. Need a land here. All right. That'll do it. I wish the draw feature would help, but let's wish our opponent good game. The Wasteland was really good for them. Okay, so against Eldrazi, we want Brazen Borrowers. We want Consign to Memory. They're going to be on Flute, but they're also a Chalice deck. Well, let's figure out what we want to cut against Eldrazi firstly. I think that Tamiyos are not good against Eldrazi. Cavern of Souls is good against Eldrazi. I think Thoughtseize, like they're a Chalice deck, so it's probably not the best. We can probably cut Reanimate against Eldrazi too, although you never know. And then like the Dazes don't seem like they're that good. Oh, Jesus. Yes, we have these Flusters, which are bad too. Got to remember those Flusters are there. So Brazen Borrowers, Consigned to Memories, Jace Wielder of Mysteries, which means we can also cut one of our Thassa's Oracles. I kind of don't mind just bringing in the Barrogoyfs and the Force of Negations. How insane is doing all of this? Maybe Force of Negation's not that good against our opponent. It could be. Barrogoyf's also just not that good against Eldrazi, but we're not really like removing any of the gusto from our deck here, right? All of these cards are still pretty solid. So let's see. 23 blue cards still. Yeah, I'm going to try something like this. No lands again, huh? Well, mulligan. We can keep this hand. I guess we can bottom force, right? Fetch. Underground Sea. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. So now they can flute us, they can wasteland us, and they can K-command us. So I want... And Thought-Knot Seer does nothing. I want an island. I want a Thassa's Oracle. I think I want a Jace. I think we can go something like this. We'll play Lion's Eye Diamond. If they Mind Break Trap this, that would be super unfortunate. Pass the turn. City of Traders, Disruptor Flute. Thassa's Oracle. All right, we should have this then with the Jace. Let's play this. Hold control. And cycle. Crack this for triple blue. Cycle. Cast Jace. All right. Got the game 2. The quick Dark Ritual Doomsday on turn 1. That flute would have got us though if we were on the draw, and then our opponent's going to have seen all of our Barrogoyfs and creatures. But I think that's fine. What a clunk fest of a deck though, huh? I guess we can make it look slightly less clunky by going like this. Yeah. Here we go. I think we can keep this one. This one's going to be hard, though. It's going to be a battle. I hope they don't... I doubt they just jam flute right here. Okay, so they have flute. If they have flute, I'm just going to play Undercity Sewers here. I think I'll put Pedal to Graveyard Pass. Thought-Knot Seer. Glaring Fleshraker. Okay. Oh, can I just kill them now? I guess they could have Mind Break Trap. I think I'm just going to shoot my shot right here. Looks like they're pretty F6. So, Lion's Eye Diamond. Thassa's Oracle. Consider Street Wraith. Street Wraith? Is that how this works? I think so. So we go Oracle, Wraith, Brainstorm, Put back Barrogoyf with Consider on top. Lion's Eye Diamond. Hold control. Cycle. Triple blue. Bin this. Cycle this. Cast this. All right. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. You love to fucking see it. That felt good. I was a little worried that first hand did not line up good, but we've got a lot of nice cards to bring out, so that's nice. Feels good. Feels good. That's good. I actually wanted to play against Eldrazi because the way the deck's built now is pretty blue, and to know that we have game against a deck like Eldrazi is good. I mean, obviously we had very good hands. Our opponent led with their Ancient Tomb. I thought they had Disruptor Flute, and then they decided to play the Flesh Raker, and I was like, good night. I think this might be a Sneak and Show player of past. I feel like this opponent used to play Sneak and Show like many, many, many moons ago. Who knows what they play now? Probably Reanimator, but you never know. If this is Sneak and Show, I don't mind this hand. I mean, I think the hand's fine anyways. We are a cantrip away from a turn 2 Doomsday with Force of Will backup, so maybe we can keep this hand. Our opponent's on a Mully to 6. If they're on Oops, we have Force, so that's good, I think. Volk go. Okay. Wow, didn't even need to cantrip for the Doomsday, huh? Well, I think I'm in the business of wanting to Thought Seize my opponent here. Brainstorm in response. Do I want to force their Brainstorm? I don't think so. This smells like a kind of thing a Sneak and Show player would do, though, for sure. This is the kind of matchup where not having the discard in our sideboard makes things worse, but we do have like 3 Flusterstorms in the main deck, right? So this is also the matchup where we wouldn't mind a Shieldred. Opponent's deep in the tank with this Thoughtseize. Or this Brainstorm, rather. All right, they've rearranged the cards. What if I just take Emrakul and shuffle their library? If I take Emrakul and shuffle their library, it's looking pretty bad for them. Well, who knows what they have on top. So here I either want to take Emrakul to shuffle their library or Show and Tell. Part of me thinks, well, if they've got Show and Tell hidden on top, we've got Force of Will anyways. Do I shuffle their library? That leaves them with the namesake. I think I just take Show and Tell. I think they want me to take Show and Tell, which is unfortunate. But like if they have a Show and Tell on top of their deck, I just Force of Will their Show and Tell. Whereas if I take this and like shuffle their deck, yeah, I think I like this. Given that we have Force of Will and we're putting a Doomsday on the stack next turn. Pentad Prism was put on top of their deck. Yes. Very well. And now they could have Sneak Attack underneath. I think I cast Doomsday here. And we've got the Force of Will. Oh, they're just scooping it up. Okay, great. So what would have our pile been here? I think I cycle to like Oracle and just put Oracle on the stack with our Force of Will backup, and then I could have like a Caverned Oracle underneath it or something to ponder into on the following turn. All right, we got there. Now, this is where I want my Duress and Cabal Therapy, which I cut for these 2 dismembers. Yikes, like, what do we actually want in this spot, huh? So I want Force of Negations. We could bring in Jace. How good is Borrower? And then, like, obviously Consign hits, like, the Emrakul trigger, but if we're playing to that, we're probably cooked anyways. So let's look at what we want to remove first. I kind of feel like most of the cards in our deck are pretty geared to beat our opponent off the bat. Reanimate. We could reanimate their Atraxa using Thoughtseize, so that's pretty good. Personal Tutor lets us get to Doomsday pretty quickly, but it's kind of like part of me like doesn't mind potentially cutting some tutors and like a Lotus Petal. Personal Tutors out, Force of Negations in, and then Jace is like kind of bad against all the Pyroblast they're gonna add. So maybe we just like don't want the Jace. I think I'll just try that, a 2-for-2 swap. Opponent didn't even want to look to see what kind of Doomsday deck we're playing, so bodes well for us. Force of Will, Force of Negation. We've got the Doomsday. We've got Street Wraith in hand. I think we'll keep a Reno here. Opie's on the play. Let's see what Wings is doing. Looks like they've got like a Pyroblast up here. Sneak and Show tends to play Daze. I believe I'm just going to Undercity Sewers here. If they have Surgical Extraction in their hand, this is like so bad to bin. I kind of want to know that there's a second. I think I'm going to bin it though. I'll bin Doomsday. I've lost to Sneak and Show by binning Doomsday like this before. If they just go to Surgical, me will be cooked. So that is a risky biscuit. Brainstorm's fine. Looks like our opponent mulliganed pretty aggressively. 6 cards, sorry, not pretty aggressively. They just mulliganed once. Because the first one of these Doomsdays can like... Yeah, now I wish... Well, I guess we wouldn't have drawn this Dark Ritual if I had kept it. How nuts is this? Force of Will pitch Atraxa. Do I Force of Will pitch Brainstorm here? No. I'll Force of Will pitch Force of Negation. So we've got Cycler in hand. Oracle, Cavern, Wraith. So they cycle once, there's 4 cards left in deck. Cycle twice, there's 2 cards left in deck. There's so many things we can do here, right? I'm just going to do something like this. So if they show and tell here, we can just put the Oracle in off their show and tell, which is pretty awesome. Stock Up. Well, Stock Up's a really good card for them to have here. I might be dead now because they can get Consign, and I don't have a way to be Consign in my pile. What is this? All right, so I'm going to cast Brainstorm in my opponent's end step here. Draw. Cycle. I think I'm just going to jam Oracle here. Maybe this is wrong. I'm so stupid. Okay. I've thrown this game. That was pathetic. I'm so sorry. Hopefully this means they can't sneak attack us though. Now I assume they just have Consign and we're just dead. So yeah, the first Oracle was supposed to meet a Consign. Not a Daze. And this should be a Fluster, I guess. I really botched that. I botched that so hard. Oh, let's brush it off. Be on the play here. This hand feels weak to me. I'm going to mulligan it. This hand's a bit better. I think I'll bottom a fawn. I can't believe that. I'm so sorry. Cross is annoying as hell. Stock up's also really good, though. I guess I'll take the spider thing. It says spells and abilities can't be countered, though, so that means that my own Doomsday can't be countered. If they find Ancient Tomb here, this stock up is so fucking annoying. I can't believe I threw that second game. Land was an excellent draw. I think I'll cast a Brainstorm here. Now I can Flusterstorm their stock up, which is really nice. Delta and Volk are both gone. I kind of don't mind just drawing some more blue cards here, right? Another Ponder's fine. Kept the card on top. I think I'll fetch now. Land's a nice draw. I think I'm going to try to go like this on the stock up. Son of a gun. Right into days like an absolute clown. Ugh. Now I guess I'll Brainstorm. Street Wraith away. I guess Underground Sea away. Cast Ponder. Any order shuffle into a daze. Self Flusterstorm. Flustering my fluster. I'll daze show and tell. Force of will, pitch ponder. Okay. Force of negation, pitching force of will. All right. So yeah, I definitely screwed that one up. I guess I should have let the show and tell resolve to see what they had as well. Oh well. Maybe I'll... No, they had Atraxa coming down. We're not beating Atraxa from that spot. All right, round 3. Who cares? I'll keep this hand. On the draw yet again. Lush Portico. Okay. Pitch Force of Wills. This is Nadu. We have the Cavern in hand here too, which is like super nice. I'll just fetch now. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Fascinating. Oracle, Wraith. Oh, I guess they could have Endurance. Oracle, Wraith, Edge, and Force, I guess. I think I'm just going to pass with Flusterstorm up in case they're playing Breakfast. We can Fluster the Dread Return. Let's cast Ponder. You know what? I'm just going to pass. If they have Endurance plus Force, I want to get them with Fluster. Sure. Now we'll make our move, I think. Swords to Plowshares into Graveyard. So yeah, they probably do have a Swords here. Cycle. Cavernon Wizard. Blue, blue. Thassa's Oracle. They're going to Swords to Plowshares. I'll Fluster the Plow. Okay. You have the second Endurance too. Second Plow. Force Pitch Ponder. All right. Yeah, so I'm glad we waited like that. All righty. Nadu Midrange. This is a matchup I think where Ponders or Tamiyo's not the best. Flusterstorm kind of seemed pretty good there. They have Endurance, so I don't suspect Reanimate to be a like potent plan for us. I think we're gonna want Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Probably some Dismembers wouldn't hurt. I don't know if the Borrowers are too slow. How good is Flusterstorm against our opponent? It helps protect against a bunch of things. The Endurance is quite annoying, but we've got Jace to deal with that. These Tamiyos aren't that exciting. I don't know if the Borrowers are really worth it. I don't think goifing them is really the best idea. Consign can hit the Endurance triggers, but these Borrowers just don't strike me as the best course of action. Guess we'll keep the Reanimate. I don't know. It's not good against Endurance, though. I guess I'll keep. Opponent's on a mull to 6. This isn't the best hand. We do have a route to Doomsday, which I like, and we've got lots of protective spells. It's just if they play a Delighted Halfling, we'll be in a pretty rough spot here. I guess I could Thoughtseize and then daze their Veil of Summer. This is a pretty funny Thoughtseize, but I'm going to do it because I have daze. I guess I could take Endurance. It's just like a headache. I could also just take their Ponder. Maybe I Brainstorm lock them that way. I think I'm fine with taking Endurance. I could play with the Petal now and Fluster, but that seems a little aggressive. So they liked the cards they saw. Doomsday with only Force of Will backup. Let's try it. Force Pitch Brainstorm. I'm just going to Force Pitch Fluster. We're in. Cavern of Souls. Thassa's Oracle. Thoughtseize. Street Wraith. Street Wraith, maybe? Sure. Carpet of Flowers. Okay. It appears that my opponent is tapping out. Oh, fascinating. Okay, sure. Yeah, this could get dicey now. This could get dicey. Shuffled their library, drew a land. Thoughtseize as card for turn. Let's Thoughtseize our opponent. Oh, it's Consign. Okay. Well, they know it's in our hand, so this is weird. It's my opponent. I guess they're playing Nadu, yeah. Oh, wow. Look at this with the Dryad Arbor. Cycle Wraith. Damn, this Dryad Arbor is going to fuck us, isn't it? Yeah. Fucking surgical extraction. Okay, there's the nomads. So I guess I should have gone for it last turn. So now I can't cycle, so Cavern has to be on top. Okay. All right. That's why Surgical's not really that good against Doomsday, I don't think. But the Dryad Arbor certainly put us to the test. That was a funny end. Should be 3-0 if I didn't pile incorrectly against Sneak and Show. I think what I was supposed to do there was really build a pile that didn't I fucked up by dazing. I don't know why I just played the second thing into a daze. That was just pathetic. I think my pile might have worked if I had cycled the Street Wraith one harder into the cavern or whatever. I think that's the way I had it set up. But yeah, that was a comedy of errors by yours truly there. Would you like to play first? Yes. We'll keep this hand. Now, we could just pass with Fluster up, or we could just jam Tamiyo. Passing with Fluster up means we're dead to Ancient Tomb, Chalice of the Void. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to protect my Tamiyo. And next turn, we can flip the Tamiyo as well. Maybe this is not the right play. But if they just Thoughtseize me, I get to Fluster their Thoughtseize. Urza's Tower. Okay, now I wish I'd played Tamiyo. Maybe I'm just always supposed to jam Tamiyo, actually. Because now... I think I'm just going to brainstorm to flip this thing right away. Reanimate could be good. It's plus Tamiyo. Pass. Lotus Petal. Defense Grid, huh? Sure. They don't know that we're on Doomsday currently as well. Another Monolith. Sure. Mystic Forge. Sure. Pass. How do we kill here? How do we kill here? I guess we start with Personal Tutor, put Doomsday on top. We might be able to kill here if this Brainstorm can find us a Cycler or a Petal. It does not. Return a Brainstorm to my hand. I guess. Well, we could Dark Ritual Doomsday here. Because we can beat Flute post Doomsday. They might be able to lattice us. We can beat Flute post Doomsday with this Reanimate. I can't interact on their turn anyways, so I might as well just Dark Ritual Doomsday here. Now they've got their defense grid. We're going to fall to 8. We can draw Consider. We can bin Oracle. We can draw Street Wraith. And then we could have a second, like, Street Wraith underneath it. I guess consider Reanimate also is a bit problematic. All right, opponent, don't kill me. The world is your oyster. 1, 2, 3, 4. They've only got 4 mana. But I guess I've got the Flusterstorm to beat the Kozilek's command. If they go for Flute, there's no way they're naming Reanimate here if they go for Flute off their Karn. I would be hard pressed to believe. Disruptor Flute. Thassa's Oracle. Pass the turn. Got him. You'll love to see it. Okay, against Mystic Forge. In my session with Kai this morning, we only got as far as Blue-Black Tempo and Reanimator, so tomorrow's session is going to cover the rest of the format. So, I believe that Tamiyo's not that good here. Flusterstorm's pretty mediocre here. Dazes are also mediocre here, so that's 9 cards we don't mind cutting. The issue here is going to be that I don't believe we're going to have 9 cards that we want to bring in. Let's see, because I haven't worked out the sideboard 100% yet. Jace, Force of Negation, Consign to Memory, Vision Charm, Borrower. I don't believe that Dismember's good against this opponent, and I don't think it's worth it to bring in some Goifs. So, God, like all these cards are so bad. I don't think we can board and Dismember against Mystic Forge. It kills Glaring Fleshraker. Barrowgoif's just like not something that we want to stake our claim to. Of these cards, which is the most likely to do something? Maybe Daze in some spots, but we saw Daze was pretty bad there overall. Especially we're on the draw here. Let's keep 1 Fluster for Kozilek's command. Daze can sometimes trip up our opponents. This hand does not seem conducive to winning, so we'll mulligan. Uh-oh. Mulligan again. Two cards back. Well, we have to keep Doomsday. Keep Force of Will. Probably have to keep Borrower. God, this hand's like a great 7, not a very good 5, is it? Personal Tutor goes. It might even be Island, honestly. The Island doesn't cast the Doomsday anyways. But that was a tough set of mulls there. Opponents on Nexus go. Another Borrower. We need Dark Ritual. I'll take the land, I suppose. All right, perfect mana from opponent. Monolith's in. I think I'm going to force the Karn. No Karn shenanigans for our opponent. But now we're going to draw Brainstorm. I might Brainstorm here. If I hit Thoughtseize, I wouldn't mind it. Oof. I should have Brainstormed before I played the land because I knew that the Sewers was there, I think. Ooh, Nelly. This is where shit gets a little precarious. The ring. Okay, ring's fine, actually. I think I just get sewers here. Put it on top. Doomsday. So now, island, maybe. We draw force. Giving them all those turns, though, with the Jace seems a little silly. So let's put Jace away, Island away. Include second Oracle with Edge, I guess. And then we'll pile Oracle on the bottom with Edge on top. Followed by Reanimate. Boss's Oracle, Force. All right, let's see what my opponent can do with this one ring. I'm a one-trick pony. I'm doing the Reanimate again. Both of these are tapped, which is good. The fact that they didn't have keys. 4 cards in hand. With Force of Will on top of my deck here, I think things feel pretty good. Mystic Forge. That's a good one. Okay. K command. Force of Will. Sorry, I was just talking to my opponent about their plays there. They were wondering whether they should have gotten Tormod's Crypt in game 1 instead of Disruptor Flute, and I kind of said I think Flute's the right play because Reanimate is a pretty uncommon piece of technology to have. Yeah, I think they made the right play going for the Flute. It's just that I had the Reanimate in hand already, so it kind of like already incentivized me to build a Reanimate pile. Deck is sick. We should be 4-0 right now, but I'm a clown. There was no reason to lose this match to Sneak and Show at all. That was just complete blundering play error on my part. But we've locked in the 3-2. Let's see if we can't get a match in against Reanimator here in the last round. Adorno. The Adorno saga continues. Everybody say hello to Adorno. Wow, this is a fucking hand of magic cards. Are they playing Cutter? Never. Okay. Can I actually factually do it all here? Like, if they can't kill me, if they can't just kill me here, can I go draw for turn up to 8 cards? So there's just a card in our hand. And then I go Flooded Strand, Thoughtseize, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Doomsday, Cycle Street Wraith for Lotus Petal, cast Brainstorm, and win. All right, please don't kill me, Adorno. Please don't kill me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there's no Brainstorm here. I guess I should look. Force of Will. 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 Days. Fuck, they have double days. No they don't. No they don't. Okay. And we drew reanimate. All right, as long as they're not playing 4 dazes. Right, Dark Ritual Doomsday. They have the days. Take it. Black mana. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Lotus Petal. Street Wraith. Lion's Eye Diamond. Thassa's Oracle. Consider. Oracle on the bottom. Consider. Street Wraith. Lion's Eye Diamond. Lotus Petal. Cycle Street Wraith. Cast Lotus Petal. Play Brainstorm. Oh no. Did I fuck up here? Hold control. Reanimate to graveyard. Cast Thassa's Oracle. All right. Oh, we've got Consigned to Memory in our deck this time, which is pretty awesome. So against Doomsday, what don't we want? I mean, most of our cards are pretty awesome here. We might even like consider what we do want against Doomsday. Consigned to Memory. Vision Charm. Force of Negation. Force of Negation. Jace. And then I know that Adorno does board in the Barrogoyfs usually. I feel like in the past when I played against Master Adorno, they boarded in the Barrow G's. That's not usually the way that I approach this matchup. We got 5 cards. I suspect that Reanimate's not really needed. I suspect that I can board down on a Lotus Petal. I suspect that I can cut a Street Wraith. I suspect that I can cut Consider. And I suspect I could cut a Personal Tutor, but I might rather cut a Thassa's Oracle. And if I wanted to bring in the Barrogoyfs, no. Let's leave the Barrogoyfs for today. Okay. I'll keep. Lotus Petal. Ponder. Oh, Ponder off Lotus Petal. Fascinating. Master Adorno does not have a source of blue mana. Me oh my. Doomsday. Force of Will? Force of Will back, pitch Brainstorm. Okay. What a flurry of spells. Storm count 6. Now let's see if they make a Vision Charm pile. Yeah, the Swamp is like, I think, very good for me. They just this little stinker just makes a Vision Charm pile though, and I go for my Darky Writ. Maybe I can just draw Consign. Thoughtseize wouldn't be bad. What is Adorno going to do? I brought in Vision Charm, right? Oh, yeah, baby. This little stinker has Vision Charm in their pile. They have Cavern in pile. I think they have Vision Charm. Either that or they're not playing Charm anymore. I assume all the forces are gone. Okay, well, let's take... is LED in the pile? LED is not in the pile. Thassa's Oracle's in the pile. Brainstorm. Okay, so if they have Vision Charm, how do we beat that? Dark Ritual Doomsday. Let's assume they go Island Vision Charm. You might be able to beat it with like a second Doomsday. So I need to have Doomsday on the bottom of my deck, I think. And I think I need to have Oracle on top of my deck. And then I think I need Flusterstorm, my own Vision Charm. I don't know if this works. This is what I'm going to do. Doomsday on the bottom. All right, we're dead. No. All right. All right. I think we got there. Can you imagine if Adorno had Gaia's Blessing in their pile? All right, we got there. Another one with the Vision Charm. We'll let our friend Adorno take their draw. Alrighty. 4-1. This is good. This is really, really good, folks. So yeah, this deck feels like great. Never got to test out the way that the deck lines up against blue-black tempo and cutter. But I suspect that the plan that Kai and I have started devising is going to work nicely. I actually need to practice it. The plan is this against Reanimator, roughly. And then against blue-black tempo, it's these 8 cards. And you cut all of your cyclers is what we kind of decided. So cyclers, Oracle, Personal Tutor, Lion's Eye Diamond, and a Doomsday against Tempo. And then against Reanimator, you additionally cut Thoughtseize and Consider, but I might actually cut Ponder instead now that I'm thinking about it. And the idea is that we just turn the deck into like no bad cards. So like all of these cards like you don't really want to see late in the game when you're kind of have ground yourself into minimal resources. Doomsday's a bit of an exception, but we're kind of boarding in these creature packages and we would prefer not to Doomsday. And then like when we do Doomsday, we're just kind of like slowly getting through our pile, ideally with a Reanimate, Consider pile. And then like, yeah, the street rates are just terrible against Bowmasters anyways, so you just like don't want them in your deck, and instead you've just got 4 Barrogoyfs, 2 Dismembers, and then Brazen Borrower, and then your package with Barrogoyf Borrower is pretty awesome, or that's like the way that we're thinking about it now. In any case, that was a 6 set of games. So we didn't get to play against the decks that I kind of tuned my deck to beat. But we also beat all of the decks that you're supposed to get worse against having tuned to beat blue. So that's excellent, right? It means that we were able to play like 3 Flusterstorms in the main deck and not be a dog to Mystic Forge, for example. And we did draw good hands, but it is nice to know that you can still morph into a more traditional Doomsday deck, especially because you have these 2 personal tutors, which came in great handy in this league. It kind of felt like we had them just when we needed them, as opposed to like having too many of them and feeling bad. Oh, I would love to play 4 Tamiyos in this deck. I really would, but it's possible that 3 is the right number. But yeah, this was a sweet league, and I look forward to hopefully playing. I might have time to play one more league before leaving to EW. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming along. This is the Semiotician signing out after having another great battle against Adorno and other friends from the Legacy community. Awesome. Have a wonderful day, everybody. If you're getting ready to go to EW, I don't know if this video will come out before EW because I'm pretty crammed, but if it don't, then I hope that your EW went well. And if it do, then I hope that you do well at EW. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Cheers.